Welcome back to the deep dive. Usually when we sit down here, we're surrounded by, spreadsheets, white papers, modern analysis. We try to make sense of the chaotic world around us with data.
Mm-hmm.
But today
Mm.
is different. We are sweeping all of that off the table.
We are indeed. We're stepping away from the bright lights of analysis and, well, stepping right into the shadows. We're opening the pages of Chasing Death, episode '09, The Coup.
And I have to say, looking at the primary sources we have for this,
Yeah.
this doesn't read like a history textbook.
Not at all.
It reads like the script of a noir thriller that someone left out in the rain.
Yeah.
It's atmospheric, it is heavy, and it's absolutely drenched in tension.
It really is. It captures that specific feeling of a kingdom just teetering on the edge of a blade. We're looking at a story of secrets, of a long-awaited reunion, and a timeline that is ticking down like a bomb in a silent room.
So for this deep dive, we want to try something a little different. We aren't just going to summarize the events. We want to be your guides through this specific night. We want to walk you through the palace corridors, past the guards, and into the locked rooms where history is being written in blood.
Because the emotional weight here it's singular. If you strip away the politics for a second, just think about the human stakes. You have a mother and a son, Queen Aria and Zayn, reunited in a locked chamber after 15 years of separation.
15 years.
It's the most fragile, beautiful moment of their lives.
But right outside that heavy wooden door, the sharks are circling. There's a conspiracy to murder the pharaoh and the queen that is already in motion.
It's a literal race, a race between a family reunion and a massacre.
So let's unpack this. Let's go to that chamber.
Let's set the scene. Queen Aria is in her private quarters. It's evening. The air is probably thick with incense and silence. She's just offered a subtle gesture to her maid, who bows and leaves.
The heavy doors are sealed.
And for the first time in a decade and a half, the queen is alone with the young man standing before her.
You can almost hear the silence in the room, can't you? The source material describes her expression in such a powerful way. It says she has a fragile mixture of regal composure and profound maternal anxiety.
She's just looking at him, studying his face, searching for ghosts of the past.
And she asks the question, the one that has been burning a hole in her soul. She whispers, "Zayn, are you certain you are Marek's son?"
And this is where the dam breaks. You have to remember, Zayn has been holding this in the journey, the uncertainty, the danger of just being in the capital. But looking at her, that practiced composure the text mentions it shatters.
It's not a calculated move.
No, not at all. He feels this overwhelming, childlike urge to just fall at her feet. It's described like a weary traveler finally finding the sanctuary of home.
That's such a vivid image. He doesn't just say yes, he can't. He lowers his eyes because he's crying. And the queen, seeing those tears, seeing that vulnerability, she reaches out and puts her hand on his head.
And Zayn says the touch floods him with a warmth he has never known. It's electric.
But, and here's the so what of this moment, emotion isn't enough in a court of vipers. You can't claim a lineage on tears alone.
Right. He needs to prove it.
So Zayn speaks. He tells her what St. Orion told him, that he was found in a reed boat on the Nile, that Marek raised him, loved him, but wasn't his father.
And then he brings out the physical evidence.
It's Okinga.
He takes out the letter from Marek and the royal seal itself. He places them on the floor before her.
And for Queen Aria, reading that letter is like tearing open an old wound. Every line is a stab, confirming the years she lost. But then she sees the seal.
She lifts it with a shaking hand, and the text says a broken whisper escapes her lips. My son.
And then the protocol is gone. The queen just dissolves. She pulls him into a fierce embrace. 15 years of grief just evaporate in that room.
It's a beautiful moment.
She tells him something that really stuck with me. I placed a stone upon my own heart and released you to the Nile.
That metaphor is devastating. Placed a stone upon my heart. It implies she had to deaden her own emotions, to kill a part of herself, just to do what was necessary to save him.
She explains that his father, the king at the time, had ordered his death.
Yeah.
She saved him by letting him go. She calls this moment, this reunion, the golden day of her life. She says she can finally die in peace.
Which is just terrifyingly prophetic, considering what we know is waiting in the wings.
But before the horror starts, they do one final check. The queen calls in Charmine, the old maid. She's aged, but the text says her eyes are sharp.
Right. Charmine is the only other witness. This is crucial for verification. She looks at Zayn and confirms it instantly. She says his eyes are blue, identical to the infant she placed in the boat, and she confirms that no one but the true child could possess that seal. The identity is locked in.
There is no doubt left in the room.
None. So you have this peak emotional high, the golden day, but the mood shifts so fast it gives you whiplash.
The queen goes from joy to stark terror in a heartbeat. She grabs his hand and says, "You don't understand the depth of this."
She has to pivot from mother to strategist immediately. And this is a key insight into her character. She knows the world she lives in. She warns him about the conspiracy. Pharaoh Zenon, her husband, is noble and innocent, but the court has turned.
Zayn, the commander-in-chief, and Varric, the high priest, they're planning a rebellion.
Yeah.
Zayn's reaction is very youthful, I think. He's full of this new resolve. He's ready to brawl. His voice hardens and he says, "We will stop them. Together we will crush their conspiracy."
He wants to face them head on, but the queen knows better. She knows the numbers game.
Right.
She tells him he's underestimating the rot in the system, the priesthood, the army, the ministers. Zayn has swayed too many of them. Brute force won't work.
They need leverage. They need to be smarter than the sword.
So they hatch a counterplot. And honestly, looking at the source material, it's a good plan. Zayn suggests bringing the junior priest and the minister of the court into their confidence.
They're the most likely to flip on Zayn.
It's classic political maneuvering. The queen agrees. They decide to bribe them, essentially.
Wow.
They promise the minister's son the role of commander-in-chief, replacing Zayn, and they promise the junior priest the top job high priest.
It's a solid strategy. Divide and conquer. Secure loyalties with promotions. The queen feels like she's stabilized the board. But there is this tragic irony hanging over the conversation. She tells Zayn, "Return tomorrow evening. I will be waiting for you."
Return tomorrow. That phrase haunts me every time I read this. They think they have time.
They think they're playing a long game.
The queen warns him that secrecy is fatal. No one can know he is a prince yet. Zayn bows, promises silence, and leaves. He thinks he's leaving to prepare for a fight.
He doesn't know he's walking out of her life forever.
So Zayn leaves the chamber. He heads back out into the court. And here, the source material gives us this incredible visual contrast. We see the public face of the monarchy.
Yeah, the court convenes with all the fanfare. Pharaoh Zenon and Queen Aria sit on the throne, looking completely untouchable.
And from the throne, the queen shoots Zayn 2 pointed glances. Silent signals.
Remember our secret. It's the last communication they will ever have. A secret amidst the crowd.
And now, the perspective shifts. We leave the light of the throne room. We follow the villain.
Zayn.
He stops Zayn outside, chats with him, feigns total normalcy. It's chilling how easily he wears the mask of the loyal soldier.
He's a predator. As soon as he leaves Zayn, he meets a special palace servant near the fig trees and heads straight for the fortress.
And the setting here is so important for the atmosphere. They meet beneath the northern tower in the desolate ruins of an ancient pyramid.
It's the perfect backdrop for treason. Ruins and shadows.
The high priest, Varric, is already there, and he doesn't mince words. He says, "Tonight is the night."
The timeline has accelerated.
They aren't waiting for a battle. They want a sterile, quick decapitation of the state. Varric says, "Poison them after midnight. Quick, clean, and absolutely certain."
And Zayn is running the logistics. He hands the servant a bag of gold and a small vial of white liquid. And here is the bribe. Listen to this, do this, and you become the commissioner of the royal kitchens.
It's so banal, isn't it? Selling the life of a pharaoh for a kitchen promotion, it really highlights the corrupt nature of the coup.
But the servant takes it without blinking. He says, "By tomorrow, they will cease to exist."
This isn't just an assassination, though. The source calls it a spine-cracking plot.
Meaning?
Zayn's plan is total domination. Kill the rulers, claim they died suddenly, lock down the borders, and butcher anyone who asks questions.
It's a coup d'etat in the truest sense. A complete wipeout of the old order.
And while this is being finalized in the dark ruins, we cut back to the palace, and the contrast is heartbreaking.
It really is. We see Pharaoh Zenon inside the palace. He's praying. The text says he's communing with his Lord with the faith and humility only a king with a true conscience ever possesses.
He is completely oblivious to the venom coming for him.
And Queen Aria is in her chamber, weaving Kursani wool. She thinks she has won.
She's already spoken to the junior priest and the minister. She believes she has secured their loyalty. She thinks the counterplot is active.
She's planning for a battle that will never happen.
Right.
She doesn't realize she's already standing on the trapdoor. And then, the sun sets. The evening meal approaches.
This just creates such tension in the narrative. The ritual of dinner. Maidens washing the queen's hands with rose petal water. white flowers in her hair.
It's so elegant, so peaceful.
They enter the dining hall from opposite sides, meeting in the center. The table is groaning under the weight of the feast, golden platters, roasted birds, silver bowls of rare fruit.
A display of the empire's power and stability.
But the power is an illusion, because standing among the servants is that special servant, the man with the vial in his pocket.
He knows the routine perfectly. He knows that the king and queen always finish their meal with one specific drink.
Deep black grape juice from Sudan. That's the window of opportunity.
And the dinner lasts for 2 hours.
2 hours. Imagine the tension. The hosts, us, looking in, we know the clock is ticking. But Xenon and Aria are eating slowly, talking softly.
They're even discussing military secrets, confidential instructions for the kingdom.
All while Varric and his armed loyalists are crouching in the courtyard shadows like vultures, checking their weapons. And
Zayn is hiding behind a lattice screen inside the hall, watching.
That detail creeps me out the most. He's watching his own dream of the throne hang by a thread. His heart is hammering against his ribs.
He's an audience to his own crime.
And then it happens. The dinner concludes. The pharaoh gives a small signal for the juice.
The servant lowers his head, slips behind a curtain, and pulls out the vial.
Colorless poison. 1 drop is enough to kill 50 people. He puts a drop in each glass, stirs the black liquid, and walks back out with the golden tray.
Zayn is watching every movement from behind that screen. His muscles are tensed. The servant offers the glasses. And here's the tragedy. The king and queen smile at each other.
It's the last moment of connection. They hold the glasses. They have no idea it's the end. They lift them simultaneously, and they drink.
The source material is brutal here. It says the effect is immediate. A sudden, sickening wave of illness.
The king tries to speak, but his tongue turns to stone. He physically cannot form words.
The queen tries to reach out to him, maybe to help, maybe to hold him, but she can't lift her hand.
They turn a sickly green, their bodies go cold in seconds, and they look at each other one last time.
The text describes it as a final shared glance of horror and confusion.
And then they collapse. Gone, just like that.
The golden day ends in absolute silence.
Well, silence for a second, then chaos erupts.
Servants are screaming. Panic. Slaves are rushing to the bodies, shaking them. But it's too late. They are already stiff.
And this is Zayn's cue. He doesn't come in to help. He strides into the hall with a bare sword.
He cuts through the panic with a voice that brooks no argument. The pharaoh is dead. I am the pharaoh of Egypt.
It's a moment of pure shock. But there is one loyal guard. One man who tries to do the right thing amidst the madness.
He draws a dagger and lunges at Zayn.
And Zayn cuts him in two with a single blow. It's a savage display of power, and it works.
Silence falls over the hall.
No one else moves. Fear has taken the room.
Zayn doesn't stop there. He moves to the main court. The news is spreading like wildfire. The loyal courtiers are protesting, shouting.
Zayn walks in and just starts slaughtering them. He kills 10, 12 of the king's staunchest supporters right there on the floor.
The rest surrender. They drop their weapons.
But here's the cruelest twist of the night. Remember the junior priest? The man Queen Aria had pinned her hopes on.
The man she thought was her ally in the counterplot.
Zayn kills him.
He kills him.
He kills him. The queen's strategy, her counterplot, is dismantled in seconds. Zayn consolidates everything. He bribes the army with promises of wealth.
And he plays the religious card, too. He announces that the old religion is restored. He frames his coup as a divine restoration.
And finally, he walks to the center of the court. He picks up the golden crown, and he places it on his own head. He sits on the throne.
And the soldiers fall to their knees. The courtiers bow. It's over. The coup is complete.
It is swift, brutal, and total.
You know, sitting here looking at this story, the thing that sticks with me isn't just the violence, it's the timing, the sheer tragic irony of it all.
It's the definition of tragedy. Zayn found his mother. She found her peace. She said, "If I had died without seeing him, my soul would never have found rest." She got that moment.
But then it was snatched away the very same night. It's like fate gave them a gift just to make the loss hurt more.
And now think about Zayn. The episode ends with Zayn on the throne. The rightful rulers are dead. Zayn is out there, somewhere in the city or the palace, carrying the knowledge that he is a prince of Egypt.
But he is alone. His mother is gone. His father figure, Marek, is gone. The junior priest and minister are either dead or compromised.
He has no allies left.
He is a prince in the shadows now. His secret identity, the one thing the queen warned him to keep hidden, is now the only thing keeping him alive.
It sets the stage for a terrifying future. Zayn has the crown, the army, and the church. Zayn has a seal and a memory.
And a resolve. Remember what he said in the chamber? We will crush their conspiracy.
That conspiracy has won the battle, but the war isn't over. Zayn is the loose thread that Zayn doesn't know about.
It really makes you wonder about the nature of destiny in these stories. Was the reunion a blessing from God to let the queen die in peace? Or was it a cruel twist of destiny to give her hope before the end?
That's the question. Did the universe align to give her peace or to deepen the tragedy? Either way, the Golden Day became the darkest night Egypt had seen in generations.
And that is where we leave the palace tonight, with a usurper on the throne and a son grieving in the dark. It's a heavy ending to a heavy deep dive.
Indeed. But a story that reminds us how quickly the Wheel of Fortune can turn.
Absolutely. Thank you for walking through the shadows with us today. Keep your eyes open, and we'll see you on the next deep dive.